Donald Trump is once again president of the United States. And while the news media is always under a microscope, that's particularly true when Donald Trump is in office. And we thought it would be good to pull back the curtain and talk about how we cover the news and why. Our NBC 10's Corey Smith is here along with political commentator Sue O'Connell. Corey, kick things off for us and walk us through the history between Donald Trump and the media.
Well, Priscilla, not breaking any news here when I say Donald Trump is often not a fan of the coverage he gets. At his rallies, his supporters have been known to turn away from the stage and hurl obscenities at the reporters and cameras positioned in the back of the venue. But let's go back to 2016's election and the first Trump term. That's when the term fake news entered the American lexicon. And of course, who can forget Trump calling the media the enemy of the people? The first Trump administration stripped reporters of their White House credentials so they couldn't cover their beats. At one point toward the end of the first term, his press secretary just stopped holding press briefings entirely. But as much as the president complains about the media, it is clear he understands the power and its purpose. He often calls into cable news shows that are friendly to him, and it's rumored that on more than one occasion, Trump himself has leaked news to reporters. Let's go ahead and bring in Sue. If there's a complaint from conservatives about the coverage of Trump or political news in general, it's that we, the media, we're not covering something bad about Democrats. If the left complains about the news media, it's usually that we're not hard enough on conservatives or giving them a pass, sane washing something that Trump says, or painting the party as inept. You often hear the phrase Dems in disarray thrown around. But in some cases, that criticism, it's fair, regardless of where it's coming from. But with that said, walk us through the standards we use when deciding what to report and how we report it.
So, Corey, we consider, is the issue newsworthy? That's the first question we ask ourselves. We get there by asking how many people are impacted by the story and by how much. Is this story current? Are there verifiable facts? Will sources talk to us on the record? Then we ask, how should we report this? Do we have a reporter focus on the facts or the reaction of who the story impacts? Or should a commentator like me come on and explore the context, the historical background, the possible outcomes? All of that and more has to be considered.
So let's give the folks out there an example, a story that a lot of newsrooms are trying to figure out right now how to cover. It concerns Elon Musk and a hand gesture he made on stage last night at Capital One Arena. Here's that moment.
I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
Now, to the layman, it would appear that Elon Musk made the Nazi salute. A lot of folks are perceiving that action that way. We know the Nazis adopted the Roman salute, so a lot of Musk supporters are saying, oh, no, he was just doing the Roman salute. It has nothing to do with the Nazis. But Musk hasn't commented on it himself. How do we present this fairly and accurately?
So first we show enough of the clip like we did so you can see what Musk was doing and saying before and after the gesture, so you have context, right? And then we share Musk's reposts of allegations on X that Democrats have made similar gestures and not been criticized. Then we tell you that's not true. And then we tell you what experts are saying about the gesture. Some say it is indeed a Nazi salute, while others are saying it's an awkward gesture in a moment of enthusiasm. We report on similar behavior from Musk, like back in January when he hosted a live event on X for the anti-immigrant and far-right political party Alternative for Germany. And then a commentator like me comes on and says, while we're covering Musk's gesture, we're not reporting on the other issues because it's taken up our time, like the Trump executive order granting top secret security clearances to White House staff without going through the traditional vetting procedures.
It's called flooding the zone.
Indeed.
It happens a lot. It happened in the first Trump administration. So as the second Trump administration moves ahead, we can promise you that we're going to try to cover everything fairly. We know if we ever make a mistake, the president himself and his supporters are going to point it out. But we are going to try our very best. Back to you guys.